Deadline reports Jonathan Majors fired by Disney/Marvel Studios after
Right.
a guilty verdict. Actor has played King the Conqueror.
Wow.
I feel like that's a little labored of a headline, but
Yeah. They try and grab your attention with the headlines. They always
yeah,
do, especially Deadline.
they could have left out the part where actor had played King the Conqueror.
Yeah.
Like, in case you don't know who this guy is that this headline is about, like, okay, like we get it, but yeah, it said in the wake of the Emmy-nominated actor being found guilty of reckless, I'll censor it for YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
reckless bad behavior in his DV trial by a six-person NYC jury. A studio rep confirmed the news about the decision to not move forward with Majors in the MCU. Who? Yeah, and like you said, he or like it said right here, it's he was King the Conqueror.
Yeah.
You and I talked about it a little bit on X. He was the big bad. He was the new Thanos, basically.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's it sucks what happened. It really is
Yeah,
because he is a phenomenal actor for what he's done and what he was in. He did amazing things. It's the biggest rise and fall I've seen of an actor that is just cut down and cut out. It's like Marvel. I mean, the insiders have said that Marvel was waiting to see what the verdict was, and then they're going to do what they have to do, and they did. And people are surprised that they did that. But if you read like the lead up headlines, Marvel was just waiting to see what would happen. Guilty, not guilty. I mean, it could have been progressed a little bit, but then like an hour later, they just axe him. I'm like, wow, Marvel isn't playing around. Unlike DC with the Ezra Miller stuff,
yeah.
you know. But with Jonathan Majors, it's like, where can they go now? Because they have to do a whole reshuffle, especially with how Loki ended with season two. I feel like that ending was just a safe ending. It's like, oh, if he's found guilty, we can just use Loki now. And it's
I
just like the writing is okay, but knowing that they brought in the writer from Loki to write Avengers 5 now, since it's not called the Kang Dynasty, I feel like they're pivoting toward like, all right, we're gonna do something different. But I don't think they can have that spark like they did with the Infinity Saga.
but man, this is yeah, this
It's
sucks. I wasn't.
he I don't know. It sucks to see what happened to him because he had so much going for him. And
Yeah,
then he had Creed 3, which was great. He made that movie better. Yeah, I mean, like he played a good bad guy in that. And
yeah,
anything with like those boxing movies or any kind of James Bond movies, it's always the villain that makes the character better,
yeah.
and that's what it did. And he was great. And then his licensing deals, his commercials, his movie that was supposed to come out where he was supposed to get nominated or word of mouth for Oscars or whatever, that got canceled too.
Right. Yeah, it sucks. Footage came out recently
Yeah.
where it's like you don't know what's happening per se. There's one part where he's like picking his girlfriend up and like basically dropping her in a vehicle.
Yeah.
Um, there's he's basically admitted in like texts and other footage that he's been handsy with her, I'll say. And then in that video, I'm like, what the? I think they're both, my opinion, but I think they're both nuts. That
Mm,
doesn't excuse him putting his hands on her if,
right.
but at the same time, there's like that footage where I don't know what was going on. He takes off running down the road and she
Yeah.
chases him for like 6 blocks.
Yeah. That's like,
I'm like,
wait, who's the one actually getting attacked here?
that's where my opinion started to turn a little bit because I'm like, maybe he is telling the truth. And then other stuff comes out where it's like, oh God, dude.
Yeah, how he's like difficult on set and stuff. I'm like, wait, okay.
Yeah.
It's hearsay, but we don't know.
Yeah, and he's supposedly, again, to everybody out there, allegedly, to cover my ass, he was being emotionally manipulative and text, talking about ending himself and whatever. And
Right, right. Right.
And then like, oh, please don't go to the hospital, please, you know, because they're gonna ask questions. I'm gonna get in trouble. Like, God, dude.
Yeah, it was a whole can of worms that opened up, and it's like, wait, what is happening? And just as it
Mm.
started, kind of just as around the time when Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania came out.
Yeah.
It's like, and then I'm like, wow, he actually did good in this. I enjoyed that movie. It was fun. There was some parts to it that were different and weird, but
It was goofy. Yeah,
yeah,
it was. I mean, it was a Marvel movie, so of course it's gonna be goofy, but it was fun. I enjoyed it.